Today's pie is French silk pie. Now this is an amazing pie. Its texture is light, it's fluffy, and it gets its name from its silk-like texture. Now I have a disclaimer on this pie though. It does use raw eggs. So if you don't eat raw eggs for health reasons or otherwise, you might want to just skip over this recipe. But you know, I eat raw cookie dough, so I eat raw eggs. Now you could also use pasteurized eggs, which is you can find in most grocery stores. If you're concerned about using the raw egg, a pasteurized egg is an egg that's just been heated, so it kills any bacteria. But as long as you're using fresh eggs, you should be totally fine. All right, I like to make or serve a French silk pie in a graham cracker crust, but if you want to use chocolate cookies instead, that would be even more chocolatey and delicious, or you could even use a pastry crust if you want. And I'll put the directions and the ingredients for a pastry crust down below in the video description. I have got 2 tablespoons of melted butter in my bowl. I'm adding in 2/3 of a cup of graham cracker crumbs, which is about 6 sheets of graham crackers. I've got 2 teaspoons of sugar, and we're gonna mix that all up till it forms a nice sand-like consistency. All right, so for this pie, we are using 2 5-inch pie tins. I have got the info on where you can purchase those in a link down below. I'm gonna take my graham cracker mixture and just divide it between the 2 pie tins. And then we're just gonna take it and push it down with our fingers down to the bottom, and up the size of the pie tin. Try to get it as nice of an even layer as you can. All right, then we are going to, I like to just put them on a cookie sheet. It makes getting them in and out of the oven easier. We're gonna put them in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 7 to 8 minutes, or just until the edges start to turn golden brown. For the French silk pie filling, we are using a 1/4 cup of softened butter. And in here I have a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. And then we are just gonna beat this until it is fluffy. Once we have our butter and sugar nice and fluffy, we are going to add in our chocolate. Now I have melted 1 ounce of semi-sweet chocolate here, or unsweetened chocolate, excuse me. And that is what I use right here, the Baker's unsweetened chocolate. So go ahead and add that in. You want your chocolate to be kind of cooled, or at least like room temperature. But of course you don't want it to set up again. You still want it to be melted. Add that in. And then we're gonna add in just a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We'll give that a mix. And then this step is really important, so don't cheat on it, okay? We're gonna add in 1 egg, and then we are going to beat it for 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. That is what is gonna give this French silk pie its silky, lovely texture. So, if you're using a hand mixer, you're gonna get a little bit of a workout. If you've got a stand mixer, it will work in a stand mixer, even though it's a smaller amount, but don't cheat, 5 minutes. We are ready to assemble our French silk pie. We're gonna take, look how nice, first of all, and fluffy and light that is. Yeah, don't cheat on that time. We are gonna put 1/2 of it into each little pie tin. And you want make sure that your graham cracker crust is cooled before, because you don't want it to melt your chocolate filling. And then I took a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and whipped it till it's just a nice stiff peak. And then we're gonna add some on to the top of our pie. I like to use my offset spatula. If you don't have yourself one of these, it comes in pretty handy for frosting cookies, spreading whipped cream. And then put some on this one. And then I'm gonna show you, I've got a special little garnish I like to put on. Super easy, but it makes it look fancy. Because I don't know about you, but I just think French silk pie to me is just fancy. It is so lovely, so smooth, so silky. It just seems fancy, yeah. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of that leftover unsweetened chocolate I had, and we're gonna make a little chocolate garnish for the top. So I just take a potato peeler, take my chocolate, and I just shave some chocolate. You get like these little mini chocolate curls, but it just adds a little finishing touch. Makes the pie a little prettier. We're gonna stick it in the refrigerator for a few hours, let it set up, and it is gonna be delicious. Now, make sure you check out my other pie. I have lots of other small batch pie recipes here on YouTube. They're down below. I'll link to them, and I'll see you in the next video. There is a printed recipe sheet available for this French silk pie. You can find it right over here, and all the information down below.